And it's already 2025 in some parts of the world. Spectacular fireworks lit up Sydney Harbour Bridge in Australia.
Well, there are still 11 hours to go before the new year here, but in Sydney, the clock is already ticking around to midnight. So let's join them live. Let's see what is happening at the Sydney Harbour Bridge. It's very much the calm before the storm at the moment. There are around 1 million people along the foreshore there at Sydney Harbour, waiting for things to spring into life. This is one of the biggest fireworks displays in the world. It's watched in total by around 425 million people, and this is going to be the biggest display they've ever done to welcome in 2025. There it is. It's quite something, isn't it? 7 kilometres along the harbour that stretches, and it is the first time that they've had fireworks on both the east and the west sides of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. It takes them 2 weeks to put everything in place, all of those fireworks across all of those different locations. And you can see there, the phones are up, people welcoming in 2025 already. It's just gone midnight in Sydney, Australia. And those are live pictures that you're seeing of those incredible fireworks. Beautiful, isn't it?
And in New York, the Times Square ball makes its way to the top of its pole, ready for the Big Apple's curtain to rise on 2025. Nick Johnson, BBC News.
Extreme weather is disrupting some New Year's Eve celebrations with 6 separate warnings in place. The most serious alerts are for Scotland, where Edinburgh's outdoor Hogmanay celebrations were called off yesterday. Blackpool and Newcastle's fireworks have also been cancelled. The Met Office say heavy rain will likely cause flooding and power cuts, while snowfall in the north could make driving difficult. Storm alerts are also in place across England and Wales with gale force winds. And finally, while we have a few hours to go, New Zealand has already welcomed in 2025. Auckland was the first major city to count down as the clock struck 12 to see in the new year. Thousands took to the streets to watch the traditional fireworks display launched from the iconic Sky Tower. And in the last few minutes, fireworks are also lighting up the night sky in Sydney, Australia.
Good evening. There's a little over 6 hours to go until 2025 reaches the UK, but in large parts of the world, the celebrations are well underway. Auckland in New Zealand was the first major city to see fireworks light the midnight sky. Then came a spectacular display on Sydney Harbour Bridge. The celebrations are now spreading across Asia, as Alex Isaac reports.
A new year has begun. Auckland, New Zealand rang in 2025 with a spectacular display. Australia followed. An estimated 1 million people lined the streets of Sydney to catch the 12-minute show, with 500 million people watching online. A more subdued affair at Tokyo's Tokudaiji Temple, with a traditional bell-ringing ceremony. Although not too far away, more pyrotechnics were on show. A moment of silence was held in South Korea for those who lost their lives in the recent plane crash, followed by bell ringing as the clock struck midnight. Beijing hosted nearly 30 simultaneous countdowns across the city. Hong Kong began their celebrations through the night with star-studded musical and dance performances, ending with 4 sets of fireworks. And in Thailand and Taiwan, their own amazing displays were on show. It takes 26 hours for the entire world to welcome in the new year. Alex Izat, ITV News.
Here, some events to welcome in the new year have been cancelled because of dire weather warnings. Firework displays in Edinburgh, Blackpool and Newcastle will not go ahead.
From Hong Kong to Delhi, the clock has already struck midnight in cities around the world. We'll be live bringing you the key New Year celebrations as they happen. Before I say goodbye, let's take one more look at how the world has been welcoming in the new year. The sky over Sydney Harbour was lit up by a spectacular fireworks display. In Australia, hundreds of fireworks lit up the sky in Hong Kong throughout this 12-minute spectacle. And fireworks launched from Taipei's 101 Tower to mark the start of 2025. Meanwhile, Thailand welcomed in the new year with a countdown and fireworks over the Chao Phraya River in Bangkok. And in New Zealand, a spectacular fireworks display at the Auckland Sky Tower. And of course, we'll bring you more of those celebrations over the coming hours, right here on BBC News.